Governor Tony Evers has declared a state of emergency as wildfire conditions continue to worsen across Wisconsin. Plus, investigators released police body camera video showing their encounter with the gunman in the deadly Kentucky bank shooting. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in. Right now, all eastbound lanes of the Beltline near Greenway Boulevard are blocked because of a crash. This is a live look from the Beltline. At one point, a truck had turned on its side and large amounts of dirt covered the road. Officials say the crash happened just after 10:30. At this time, it's unclear what led to the crash and how many vehicles were involved. Drivers looking to get around the crash should take the exit onto Greenway Boulevard to get back onto the on-ramp across the street. Also new, a man was arrested in Lafayette County last night for allegedly stabbing a woman with a knife. Authorities received a 911 call reporting a 59-year-old woman had been cut with a knife in a home on Railroad Street in Argyle. Crews arrived to find the woman with a slash across her neck and multiple puncture wounds. She was hospitalized and is now in stable condition. Deputies arrested a 32-year-old man at the scene who's now facing tentative homicide charges. Tonight, a candlelight vigil will be held in Barron County in honor of two northwestern Wisconsin police officers who were killed in the line of duty. Jatech Police Officer Emily Breitenbach and Cameron Officer Hunter Shield died last Sunday when a traffic stop escalated into a shooting. A visitation and funeral services will also be held Saturday afternoon. After the service, police honors will be conducted. Let's head to the weather center now. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart has a first warn forecast, a mild day out there.
Yeah, record warmth potential in some areas, but the big thing is the red flag warning that's out there for the conditions that are ripe for if a fire starts. It could spread quite rapidly in pretty much all of southern and central Wisconsin, and this heads all the way back to Iowa and further southwest for at least today. Could be some parts tomorrow, but definitely something to be concerned about with the dry or dead fuels out there right now. Temperatures 80 in Lone Rock, 82 in Boscobel. We should hit 80 here in Madison with the southwest winds increasing. So combined with that, we're having conditions. There's your wind speeds 15 to 20, even 28 in Juneau right now. So combine the wind speeds and then you look at the relative humidity right now. We're only at 36%. We could see areas get down into the 20s. Actually, Platteville's already at 29%. So that does create a ripe environment for basically fire spread fairly quickly in this time of Lord. Overall, visible satellites, nothing out there cloud-wise, pretty much clear to go. As you look at the temperatures, we'll climb up to 80 by this afternoon with those southwest winds continuing. All the way through the evening should be fairly mild, even around 80 at 4 p.m., eventually getting back into the 70s. But we won't hit the 60s until well after 8 with that southwest wind continuing through this afternoon. So quite warm for this time of year this afternoon to see. Otherwise, what's ahead? Unfortunately, this pattern does come to a change after we have a couple days of near record warmth and fire danger. It's looking much wet and cooler by the weekend. Can't even say that S word in there, but we may see some of that, and I'll explain all that a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, so keep us posted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg. And new at noon, Governor Tony Evers has declared a state of emergency for the elevated wildfire conditions that Greg was discussing. The governor said protecting Wisconsinites from wildfires dangers is a top priority. He also said the order gives the DNR the ability to have all available resources and agencies to assist in wildfire prevention, response, and recovery efforts. The DNR has already requested wildfire suppression support from the National Guard. Much of Wisconsin is currently under extreme fire danger, and several communities have declared burn bans. This includes Madison, Sun Prairie, Burke, Bristol, Stoughton, Cambridge, and Portage. Anyone outside of these areas should still avoid burning and be extra cautious around open flames. The National Weather Service says the red flag warnings are in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, crews are working to contain a fast-moving wildfire in Manchester Township. The fire has burned around 2,500 acres and is only 10% contained. Almost 200 homes and structures have been evacuated. New Jersey's Forest Service is setting back fires to help with containment efforts. A memorial is growing in Louisville, Kentucky, at the scene of a bank shooting Monday that left 5 people dead. Late yesterday, police released body camera footage of officers responding to the deadly attack. A warning, this is disturbing footage, and it shows officers arriving on the scene and taking cover as the gunman fired his assault-style weapon at them. Roxana Saberi has the story from Louisville.
Back up, back up, back up, back up. Police body cam footage shows the moment training officer C.J. Galloway pulled up to Old National Bank with rookie Nicholas Wilt just after 8:40 a.m. Monday to the ringing of gunshots. Galloway stumbled backward as the gunman opened fire. Police say Galloway sustained a minor gunshot wound before taking cover. Officer Wilt was shot in the head. He remains hospitalized in critical condition. Around 4 minutes after arriving on the scene, Galloway shot and killed the gunman.
I'm just truly proud of the heroic actions of those two officers.
The 25-year-old was a current employee of the bank. They executed a search warrant on his home, but did not reveal what they recovered there.
This is happening in America everywhere.
Louisville's mayor, a workplace shooting survivor himself, said 40 people have already been lost to gun violence in the city this year. They now include the 5 victims of this shooting, all employees of Old National Bank: Deanna Eckert, Joshua Barrick, Thomas Elliott, James Tutt, and Juliana Farmer.
What do you want to be done?
I want justice for my mother. I want them to do something about these guns.
We spoke with Farmer's children, Aaliyah and Gian Chambers, in the bank's parking lot, where Farmer's car is still in its spot.
She didn't have to come, but she came for me. That's why I'm so hurt.
Aaliyah, a single mom, told us Farmer had recently moved to Louisville to help her raise her 4 children.
My mom was the sweetest person, loving person, a smile that lit up the room.
You would never forget her.
You would never forget that smile. And one thing I can say about my mama, she was happy. She left here happy.
This is one of nearly 150 mass shootings in the U.S. so far this year alone. President Biden is spending time in the UK and Ireland today to mark the 25-year anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement. The president, who is fiercely proud of his Irish heritage, spoke optimistically to college students in Northern Ireland about how the U.S. brokered accord remains in place a quarter of a century later, however, not glossing over the tensions that still remain.
But the lesson of the Good Friday Agreement is this: in times when things seem fragile or easily broken, that is when hope and hard work are needed the most.
The Good Friday Agreement called for a power-sharing government between those who wanted to remain part of the United Kingdom and those who favored a united Ireland. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin announced today that she is seeking a 3rd term in office. Baldwin was first elected to the Senate in 2012, winning re-election in 2018 by 11 percentage points. Baldwin said today, quote, "With so much at stake, from families struggling with rising costs to a ban on reproductive freedom, Wisconsinites need someone who can fight and win that is," end quote. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. It could soon cost you more to mail a letter. Find out why next in the Money Watch Report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
If your house was cold this winter, it's going to be hot this summer.
And now's the time to get your home more energy efficient. It's National Insulation Month, and we're celebrating by giving you savings of $2,000. And just in time before you get those big summer electric bills. Spring's booking quickly, so don't wait to insulate. Call now and save up to $2,000 during National Insulation Month.
USA Insulation.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
For 75 years, DePaco has been more than local. It's a member-owned not-for-profit cooperative that has grown into a vital community resource, a place where members can build a life worth loving. When you join DePaco, you own it. Your money stays here, enriching the lives of your friends and neighbors. DePaco strives to carry out the mission envisioned by the 10 meatpacking employees who founded it, to create a brighter community for all. To learn more about DePaco and how to become a member, go to depaco.com/join.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
The International Monetary Fund has revised its world economic outlook for global growth in 2023 down to 2.8%. That's a decrease of 0.1 percentage point from January's predictions. The Washington, D.C.-based group also projects global growth will only reach around 3% per year over the next 5 years, warning that any more turmoil in the financial industry could hinder growth. In a news conference yesterday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the outlook is, quote, reasonably bright. Those projections come as Americans are dealing with record high credit card debt. A new Federal Reserve report says it hit $4.8 trillion in February. Credit card interest rates are also soaring, now at an average of just over 20%, according to WalletHub. And it may soon cost you more to mail a letter. The U.S. Postal Service wants to raise the price of a first-class stamp another 3 cents to 66 cents. That would be the fourth rate hike in 2 years. If approved, the increase would take effect July 9th. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Checking Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow Industrial's up 120 points, the NASDAQ up 2, the S&P 500 up 8. Our Call for Action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can call for action right now at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Coming up, Pam has today's egg prices, and Greg has the first warn forecast. And then today on Live at 4, we'll hit the slopes with travel reporter Wendy Gillette. Western ski resorts plan to stay open through July at least.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
After long hours working on my feet, I dreaded shopping, climbing stairs, even walking my dog. Then I discovered Good Feet support could reduce the stress to my feet, knees, and back. Now I can stand for work, I can climb those stairs, I can shop till I drop, and still have energy for the most important walk of the day. And somebody I love is very happy about that. I'm Rachel, and this is my Good Feet story.
Come into a Good Feet store.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhafels. Tempur-Pedics are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, you can get a Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress with an adjustable base for just $58 per month when you use Steinhafels' special 72-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
How would you like to improve your vision for the low price of free?
Josh Sprider previews an event in the 608 offering an eye-opening deal.
Yeah, it looks like this warm weather will come to an end with a cold front and some rain this weekend. Join us tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
Local workplaces are going to the dogs.
He started his work career in 2022.
And it just might be good for business.
Everybody loves her.
Armand Rahman shares how businesses are embracing a new trend, a job's best friend. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this hump day.
Hump day, dry hump day at that. Yeah, there's a lot of dust flying out there. I heard you mention about the fire warnings from DNR. Our Wisconsin farmers have to be a little careful too. I mean, some of our older equipment, or when we start working with metal against stone, things like that, just you've got to be careful. You can always possibly start a spark, and you don't need to start your own brush fire while you're trying to get things planted. Things are going a little bit slower, but we're making progress. Again, I mentioned earlier that you can start planting soybeans according to crop insurance guidelines by Saturday. Here's something that took place yesterday under the full glory of the sun and beautiful warm weather. Finally, we got an opportunity to walk into the new Babcock Dairy Hall space. That's John Luty. He is in charge of the Center for Dairy Research. That is one of the components of the new Babcock Hall expansion. The building itself goes back to the early 1950s, so this remodel renovation was well overdue. The Center for Dairy Research, along with the Department of Food Science, the Babcock Hall Dairy Plant, and the Babcock Hall Dairy Store are all within this facility. Now, in case you haven't been down to the Babcock Hall Dairy Plant and seen it, it does bottle milk, cheese, and ice cream for on-campus use as well as off-campus retail sites. So a lot of things that are going on there. The other thing you should know is that a lot of private donation money came in to complete this project. Nearly 200 private donors, most of them from our state's cheese industry, contributed over $18 million in support of the project. So it's finally done. If you want to see that beautiful Babcock Hall renovation, they are having a grand opening welcome to the general public this Friday from 2 until 4. This Friday from 2 until 4, the brand new Babcock Hall Dairy Plant and Dairy Store opening for you Friday 2 to 4 down on campus. Today in Chicago, we've got barrel cheese that dropped 3/4 cent to $1.58. 40-pound block cheese also down 3/4 cent at $1.78 1/4. Double A butter up 2.5 at $2.37 per pound. And I can't think of anything better for this glorious weather than a nice scoop of Babcock ice cream down on campus Friday 2 to 4.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a winning combination.
Worth the trip, that's for sure. All right, Pam, thank you. It is Autism Acceptance Month, where researchers are finding greater awareness and advanced diagnostic capabilities, driving an increase in the number of children diagnosed with the condition. Michael George gives us a look at the world's largest ongoing study for autism.
12-year-old Jackson Stepanian was diagnosed with autism before his 3rd birthday. His mom, Kara, says starting therapies early changed his life.
There was progress right away with language, with interactions. He made leaps and bounds. And every year since, he's a different boy.
The Stepanian family is taking part in SPARK, the world's largest autism study, along with more than 100,000 autistic individuals, more than 200,000 family members, and nearly 30 academic and research hospitals.
We just want everyone to be the best version of themselves.
Dr. Wendy Chung is SPARK's principal investigator, working to identify the causes of autism and find more effective therapies. The community's match service also connects patients and researchers.
We have huge gaps in our knowledge and understanding, but there are amazing opportunities that are coming forward if we work together, if we compare our experiences.
Jackson is in a mainstream 6th grade class with additional resources.
Classes that are meeting him at his academic level, advanced math and science, but is also being able to support his social and emotional needs.
Autism makes things very hard for me.
Jackson wrote this poem that he shared with his classmates.
Sometimes it is hard to be different from the others. Sometimes it is awesome to be different from the others.
It's a message that's made his family dedicated to the research.
That's our goal as a family, is to say that Jackson's brain is different. And, that doesn't make him any less. That is just who he is.
A commitment to advance the science and help other families learn more. Michael George, CBS News.
Let's check back with Greg now for our full forecast.
Yeah, definitely we got the fire weather issues, and some people may understand what is a red flag warning. Well, really it happens when you have low humidity, less than 25%, and then typically during the afternoon hours, the minimum humidity. Obviously it goes up at night. Winds got to be at least 15 miles per hour, and you have some gusts sustained, over 20 to 30 gusts is potential with that. And then also you have to have dry or dead fuels, grass, shrubs, trees, at least in the Midwest. It's before we have the green up. And then another time the concern is after we have the first frost and we have leaves turning and are on the ground. That can be a dry period unless we're in drought during the summertime. So this is really dealing with just before the green up. Once we get past that, it should be fine. But really this is because you issued these out because fires could spread quite rapidly and out of control where they couldn't be there. So that's why you have a red flag, and that's what it means, what we have to deal with. Right now, any type of fires, only a couple up to the north right now have been actually confirmed. All these are satellite detected hot spots right now. They could be fires, some will not be, but right now just 2 confirmed. One, we had a handful yesterday, all like under about a half acre, and they were kept under control pretty quickly, but the winds are a little bit stronger tomorrow. Obviously today we have the warm temperatures, record possible today and tomorrow, critical fire danger, and then things turn around as we get towards the weekend. Definitely showers and thunderstorms Saturday, much colder as we get to Sunday. We could even see some snow mixing in Sunday night, early Monday morning. Not to be expecting any accumulation, but it will be rather chilly. 60 Saturday. We may struggle to get 50 on Sunday for some areas, so definitely like a 30-degree drop in those temperatures. Record high, once again, tomorrow is probably the idea that we might see it. 78 is our high, record high. We should hit 80. So I think that one could be broken. Today's 86. We probably will not get up to 86 today. The system that we're tracking is beginning to push into the mountains, out on the mountains into the plain states, and eventually it's going to lift to the northeast and get here by Saturday, and then over time move to the northeast to be by Sunday. And that's when we'll get the wraparound colder air by Sunday to come through. Not a real strong system, but it definitely will be a pattern change going back to where we should be. For the time being, we should be in the mid-80s in some areas. Look at that, 86 in Boscobel. We're almost to 80 right now. It's 79 out there. So I think all the areas will hit that 80-degree mark or even mid-80s. It'll be fairly warm all throughout the evening, not getting below 60 till late tonight. And then tomorrow morning, once again, an early start, but mid to upper 50s with the southwest wind continuing. And real similar conditions tomorrow. We're expecting, once again, upper 70s, low 80s by the afternoon hour. Low relative humidity, strong winds. We don't have any red flags out tomorrow, but that could change. And then coming into Friday, we'll have a slight cool down as we go into Friday. Just more cloud cover, some more mid to upper 70s as we get in the afternoon hours. That's the change that'll come. No precipitation yet. That should probably hold off until we get to Saturday. And that's what you see with the winds and the relative humidity today. 40% today, getting down to the 30s, even 20s. Improvement tonight, and then once again, we could see more low relative humidity, gusty winds tomorrow afternoon with 20% humidity. So still could be some fire concerns through tomorrow, but that all changes once we get to the weekend because there's your system coming through that we're going to be watching with the potential for, once again, some snow mixing in Sunday night and Monday. And notice the temperatures maybe struggle to get out of the 40s on Sunday and Monday. And then we should be back to the mid-60s by the middle of the week.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
grilled cheese has never tasted so good. Stick around and see how we're taking it to a whole new level.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It was an excellent experience, and I would highly recommend them to anyone. Thank you so much. We are really pleased with our windows and cannot wait for a cooler summer and a warmer winter. Thanks a lot.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
At Lawton Cates, Your Life Counts is more than just a slogan. It's providing guidance after a serious accident. From the first phone call, we're by your side, helping with the important decisions. Not just for your medical care, but for your family's peace of mind. The Lawton Cates team combines experience and genuine compassion because we know how much is at stake. And we're dedicated to ensuring you can heal and move forward. At Lawton Cates, Your Life Counts. Call today for a free consultation.
Made with American biofuels, E15 saves drivers money, reduces emissions, and creates jobs in rural communities. Last year, when gas prices were spiking, President Biden extended summer sales of E15 and saved drivers nearly $1 per gallon in some areas. We can't afford higher gas prices this summer. We need the Biden administration to act again. Tell Senator Baldwin that President Biden must protect access to E15 and extend savings at the pump.
You know, it's not like we need an excuse to make a grilled cheese sandwich. But just in case you feel like you do, no problem, because today is National Grilled Cheese Day. It's not exactly the type of holiday you plan a vacation around or you take off from work for, but it is a day that I think is worth celebrating. So here's how we're going to do it. We start by laying out 4 slices of sourdough or a hearty white bread and topping each with a slice of sharp cheddar cheese. On top of that, we pile on some barbecue pork. And the weeknight easy way to do that is to pick up a container of pre-cooked pulled barbecue pork from the refrigerated section of your market. Now, over that, we spoon on some coleslaw and more cheese, which will make this extra ooey gooey. Now we put on another slice of bread and butter each side before placing them on a griddle. Once both sides are toasted and the cheese begins to melt, it's time to call the troops to the table. With its melty cheese, the tanginess of the barbecue pork, and the buttery toasted bread, this is not your everyday grilled cheese. So in honor of this special day, why not go online and get the recipe for our barbecue pulled pork grilled cheese? So come dinner time, you'll be ready with a 5-ingredient meal that's always welcome. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a messy in a good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Greg with one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, definitely be careful out there with the red flag warnings out there. Any spark could cause a problem with a high fire danger and the warm temperatures. Unfortunately, the pattern will change this weekend.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.